I didn't mean to. I was trying to turn it up and make sure the volume was up. Oh, my bad, y'all. Yeah, you can mesh it back. I'm
So
sorry, go ahead.
then it went from, but what do you mean by? Then it went to, get over it. Democracy is in peril right now, and you're carrying a 160-year-old grudge. I'm like, oh, okay. So when we had a problem with democracy 160 years ago, y'all didn't want to listen. But now white people are having a problem with democracy now. Now we're supposed to let go of the fact we've been telling you this for 160 years, and now we're supposed to be upset because you say we're supposed to be upset. So now, how is that fair, equitable, or equal? Said, no, that's not right. No. So, yeah. So, and then I was like, oh, do you got that same kind of energy that you would put that on a public platform if it was about Israeli people and Palestinians? Because you know you wouldn't say that about Jewish people. On a public platform, you say it about black folks, though. He left that part alone. He just started talking. Well, I'm asking this question for someone else. How many people have suffered under penal slavery than suffered under chattel slavery? I said, okay, number one, the unfair question is, you and I both know chattel slavery was 300 years. Penal slavery has only been in effect for 160 years. I said, but since you asked, and since we cannot truly qualify the answer or quantify the answer because we don't know how many people were affected by chattel slavery. Half of when they first started the Atlantic slave trade, half of the people were dying. So we don't, and then they would throw them overboard to pick up speed, and if folks got sick, they would separate the sick ones and throw the sick ones overboard and keep the healthy ones. So we don't know how many people were actually affected, and then how many Africans were affected, because they're taking your relatives. This is still people over here being affected, so we can't quantify how many were truly affected by it. Not to mention the white people who were psychologically affected just from doing something that heinous. I said, but since you posed the question only because you think I haven't thought of it and that I can't answer it, I'm gonna give it to you. Say, well, per Douglas Blackman's book, a historian he's actually a journalist, but he's way above me and your pay grade. So your argument is with him, not with me. Millions were affected in convict leasing that started immediately after the 13th Amendment. Then we got 80 years of Jim Crow. I wonder how many white and black people were affected by that. Then we had Plessy versus Ferguson. Federal government segregation. Now remember, Lincoln said slavery is controlled by the courts. He said if as long as you were you could be a slave if you've been charged for a crime. Jim Crow was enforced by courts. Plessy versus Ferguson, the Supreme Court. Then you have the war on drugs with Nixon. That was enforced through the courts. You got arrested because of drug use. Then you had the war on drugs with Reagan. That we all know that the war on drugs locked folks up. Then you had the Clintons and the 1994 crime bill. We know that when they start making up new ways of locking folks up. Says, so how many generations have we just gone over? Says, so even though penal slavery has had half the time, we could estimate it's far too much damage that's been done. And each one of those are connected to the court, which is penal slavery. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the answer is, but I did say, look, as he said, when he asked that question, he said, I'm asking for a friend. I said, so this friend you're asking for, let him know that we have a nice little platform at UTA that may find this conversation interesting. Tell him that he's more than welcome virtually or in person. Come on down and talk to you. And I said, I understand it. You're not a Lincoln historian yourself, but obviously you have an interest. Come on down, holla at your boy.
So you calling them out is what you're saying, Dr. Bolton?
No, I got called out because I was just posting information with primary sources. Now, if you haven't read the primary sources, that's not my problem. If you can find, oh well, this person said this. All right. I respect that you're looking for something to garner your position, but that also shows that you have nothing to disprove what I said. So, not really calling nobody out. This is calling them out.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Joe on Dr. Bolton's YouTube channel.
Boy.
What? You're not gonna do any introduction, so let me do it.
That's because Dr. Bolton was talking. This is my job. You a guest.
Ooh,
Remember that. We'll be doing that.
She said, I'm Michael Jackson, you Tito.
You Tito.
You know who Tito is?
No.
Sam. All right.
You on Jackson 5?
Michael Jordan. You pick it. That's better.
Oh, okay.
You get that one?
She bad man.
You want Tony Kukoc.
But the
You
truth
want
is,
this.
Oh, man.
One of us gonna be pimping around.
Will Purdue.
I bet I can do the intro better than you can.
You be Steve Kerr.
You say you want to do the intro, baby?
I bet
Armstrong.
I can do the intro better than you
You
can.
Cartwright.
Do an intro, I'll do an intro.
What? If you want to do the intro, go have
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Yo, you stopped me.
Let's
Go
get it.
ahead. Go ahead. All right. So today, this is class in session. Today we were going to talk about your dating experience. I know we discussed it previously.
Not my business, bitch.
Your-
I put my business out there, my boy. You're gonna have to pay for premium subscription to Dr. You know what I mean? You have to pay premium subscription for that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
So subscribe to Sam's
If you like
OnlyFans.
Anyway,
Links in the bio.
anyway.
All right. So for real.
Anyway.
So we wanted to discuss your
I'm gonna do the intro.
Do the intro, man. Go ahead.
Welcome back to Dr. Bolton and Joel's podcast.
Yes, sir.
You know how it is. You know what? I'm out here talking and chatting it up. If you're
Leave it. Is it still recording?
okay,
I think
cool.
it's still
If
recording.
this is your first time on the channel, I appreciate you guys. Make sure you tap like this channel if you like what you see. Make sure you smash the subscribe button.
Yes, sir.
So you can get notified for the next time.
All right.
See, that's why you
So-
let young people do that. Because have you ever seen a video where I've said that?
You should say it every video.
You're supposed to say it every video, right?
Basically, yeah.
I never say that. I don't think I have one video that I've ever said that.
How they gonna know to smash the like button? Smash the like button. By the way,
It's just efficiency gaps. like you all know. Like Joe has it on the side where you can do it. You know to say it.
I think it's different levels. Like when you're doing a podcast or something that's kind of educational, you don't see people say that. If it's like a YouTube video, of influencers, of course, yeah, they say that. But if it's just like a normal podcast, they don't start off. They might have the little thing like, subscribe, whatever, but they don't start off.
Most people say it.
Yeah,
And,
I mean,
in
'cause
YouTube videos,
Mark
that's actually
Lamont
shows.
Hill, who I really think that young man is great. I watch how he runs his thing, and he always says it. But he's like I said, I think I got maybe 10 years on him. But it's just an inefficiency on my part, and I just noticed that it was something he automatically said. And I was like, wow, I don't ever do that.
no, y'all give me 1 second now.
That's why everybody needs each other. Everybody got something to.
1 second now. This episode is sponsored by Trust Methods LLC. Feel free to come. You can buy yourself a shirt, a phone, a bag, a
Don't
phone
put your
cover,
hand down, Joe.
a phone cover.
What?
So feel free to tap on the link below. A special code where you can get 10% off.
You gotta
on
get
the
a
website.
Trust Methods laptop cover.
Wait, we're rolling, dude. You can see this because they didn't have to read that
I usually wear a shirt, but I'm not.
Yeah, but the laptop cover, that's how Joe Biden do it. So it's like you always have your laptop, you just turn it.
Yeah, so
Get
unprofessional.
that.
Yeah, I know.
Make sure you smash the link.
You got that.
You own the company.
The link.
Exactly.
Call the secretary.
Exactly. It's all my
Oh,
money.
send me one up.
It's all my money. Hello? Yeah.
Anyway, y'all, the link is in the description below. Make sure you get Jules code for 10% off. Alright? Move. Okay.
Everything's already 30% off. I ain't telling you nothing else.
Oh, you got even take no tax on it? That's crazy.
Money tight,
Bro. I see why you needed me as a guest. Special guest Sam, you know
All right, Vlad.
Black TV.
You ready for it?
Yo,
All right, so
Me, I ain't gonna
so we
lie.
was gonna talk about your experience dating in the U.S. What have your experience been like dating in the U.S.?
Fire. Ultimately, it hasn't been too bad. Besides one, low key, that bad one was low key of my own poor foresight. You know what I'm saying? Low key. Now, the bad one, I should have seen the bad things coming. But sometimes you don't want to see it. You feel me? Oh my God, I sound like an American. That's crazy. Sometimes you don't want to see it, So, I'll say overall, my dating experience here in America has been unexpected. It was not what I was used to. You know what I'm saying? I'm not used to, casual sex. And according to my Africans out there in the chat, you're smashing the pride button for me, yeah? I'm not used to casual knocks. You feel me? Yeah, just having things, a lot of females nowadays want to do the things of a relationship, but don't want to have the name title in a relationship. You know what I mean? They want to do the dates, they want to do the cruise, they want to do the my man post. They want to do they want to do the my man post. You know what I'm saying? But they don't want to actually commit.
So you find that with American culture, commitment would be an issue here?
From my experience, yes. At least now, I feel like there was a shift, low key, maybe after COVID, I don't know, maybe, right? But as of now, as today standing, a lot of people don't want to commit. And to be honest with you, that may even be the better system for America, right? Because even the American guys don't even like commitment.
So you're saying both sides. You see commitment issues amongst women and men.
Yeah.
Okay. So what would you say is the difference between American women and Nigerian women in your dating experience?
Well, I'm going to get counseled on the internet though.
Huh?
I'm going to get counseled on the internet.
You didn't even say it.
Nah, bro.
We was talking about it yesterday. Come on. You could be truthful. You might just have to find a pleasanter way to say it.
Well, let me start by saying this. It's not, you can't generalize people, right? So this is not, generalized to all African or all American women. It's, I'll just not speak from my experience, right? And my experience has not been the widest. I would say, from what I've seen, I've noticed, right, that amongst American relationships, right, there's a lot more, at least of my age, right, the mid-20s, there's a lot more, at least what's different from Africa, there's a lot more baby showers than there are marriages. By now, in Nigeria, we're hearing about, you're marrying, or you having plans for proposal, or you know what I'm saying, by now, But instead, we're hearing, Brody has a baby, she's pregnant, you feel me, baby shower, there's a lot more baby daddies than there are husbands, and there's a lot more baby moms than they are wives. You know,
Are you talking about American culture or are you talking about Nigerian culture?
I'm juxtaposing them both.
Okay.
I'm juxtaposing them both. You know, so I feel like in African culture, there's a lot more multiple wives and multiple, you know, well, way more multiple wives than multiple husbands, right? So a lot, you know, and in American culture, there's a lot more multiple baby moms, you know, stuff like that, you know. So again, I see a lack of commitment, even in just drawing those two parallels. No one wants to be tied in forever under the covenant of a marriage, you know. So yeah, that's ultimately what I've seen. Like one key difference is
Is multiple, do you consider multiple wives the covenant of a marriage? Or is multiple wives, in your opinion, just as, just another form of a lack of commitment?
multiple wives. I feel like multiple wives is like multiple commitments. You know what I'm saying? I feel like multiple wives like multiple commitments. And like multiple baby daddies and baby mothers is like, I may be wrong again, it's not for every, you know, it's not for everyone, that's, you know, who's from what I've seen, right? For multiple baby daddies and moms, it's like the term or married, the term, people are scared of those names. You know, this is my husband or what, because he has a sense of commitment attached to it. Or this is my boy, like I said, people want to do the my man post. I go on these dates, I go on these cruises, I go on these trips, but they don't want to have the name girlfriend. They don't want to have the name boyfriend. Why? These names come with some kind of commitment into it, you know. And oftentimes, from that's me personally, this is from my, you know, from experience now, not really from knowledge, but from experience now. I think like people like to have like a way out if things are bad. I think that's another part of another I would say from their end, positive or not being committed, right? Oh, I was never your girlfriend anyway. Oh, I was never your man anyway. You know what I'm saying? We're just, you know what I'm saying? We're just kicking it, you know? So I feel like people like to have a way out, you know, an easy way out when, you know, things get bad. So I think that's another thing that, you know, prompts them not to commit. Besides the fear of commitment and the easy way out, you know, for them, putting myself in their shoes, I can see why, you know, commitment is not promoted.
Okay. So do you think we have the same type of values, or do you think that we want the same type of things, like Nigerians in comparison to like American culture?
Some type of values.
Yeah. Do you think that we have the ability? Well, not have the ability. Do you think that we have the same values as far as women dating men, men dating women? Either.
So when we say Americans, I just want to show the audience be clear. We mean the Black Americans, right? Is that what we mean, or do we mean America as a whole? Because I've been through a couple of races. I ain't gonna lie, Lord forgive me. but you know, so we mean America as a whole.
I mean, for this particular conversation, I think we kind of more so talking about the Black community, because I think we really struggle as far as the dating pool. I see a lot of younger white folks getting married. I see a lot of young Hispanics getting married because that's their culture. Whereas our culture, I see it's completely different. It's like divorce is glorified, shaking ass on the internet is glorified, like being together as a unit, it's almost not glorified unless you come from that type of background. So it's like a whole bunch of side chicks or, you know, thotty daddies raising kids out here. And then you got your kids having the same type of values. So it's like, I don't think we glorify or we appreciate how important relationships are, or marriage.
You think that's everybody, or how? Like, what's the percentage on that? Though?
I wouldn't know the percentage. I'm just telling you what I think,
I
what
think
I
that's
see mostly.
I think that's a low percentage of people that we keep judging them, but there's a huge number of people that are doing the right thing that nobody wants to talk about.
That's something I talked about last time. We follow the example of the power structure. which is the white power structure. And the white power structure have historically represented black people by the minority as opposed to our majority. And just, you know, it is a small group of people that most black folks are not a lot different than we've always been. You know, we take care of kids, we get married, some people get married, some people don't. There is an issue within black women not marrying, but we also know that that comes from social things that have occurred that has separated black men and black women by, the war on drugs, mass incarceration, and that being concentrated on black communities. So we know not only that glitch existed, but we know why it existed. And we're also seeing a coming back to, because, like I said, folks of you all's age are even talking about, hey, wait a minute, what happened? What's going on? We need to be coming back together. So I think in another 30 years, we're going to be back to who we were. We're just seeing the residue of these social things that separated us. But I think that, very small percentage of black men are hooligans.
I don't know any black dude that is not in his kid's life.
I'll say this. I'll say this, right?
That I know personally. I know it happens. But
I'll say this.
Right.
There are 3 different generations represented in this room, right?
Mm-hmm.
This one, that one, and mine, right?
I thought we was the same.
No.
The 3 different generations, man. I can speak for mine. In his, right? If I jumped into his generation, right? If I was his age, I bet women will love me. I bet women will love me. I'm gonna go like mothers today, they love me. They're like, oh, you're a young man. I'm being so serious. Mothers love me. People of his time, they see me talk to me, they love me, especially when it comes to just the type of person I am, right? But if I was to speak to someone that was a young mother of my age, I'm like, nah, he's boring. Because now we're in the age of people's role models, no disrespect to these people, of course, being like Sexy Red. I want to, I don't say that right.
Call her out then.
This video ain't gonna post.
I'm just stuck.
Cut this part out, but this video ain't gonna post if you do that. But something red, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, you used to do, these rappers influencing the American black population, right? The original, Gen Z population more than anything. You know what I'm saying? People want to be like, think about it. People want to be like these rappers, right? More than they want to be their fathers. More than they want to be their, the role model. The role model of a mom.
What's telling you that people want to be like them more than they want to be their fathers?
In the generation, I've heard it too many. These are these are the things that streets copy. You know what I'm saying? I've seen it too. I get food from Bethany's all the time. No self-promo, I ain't promoting y'all. I ain't promoting y'all. I get food from a local Chinese store down the street all the time. It's right next to Arlington High School. At 3 p.m. That's when the American high schools close, isn't it?
Yes.
At 3 p.m.
Around
3-4.
Around that time.
Okay? At 3 p.m., you see all of them flock in to the Bethany's area because it's right across the street. Right? Bethany's in the plaza right across the street. They flock in and you just take a look at them. You know what I'm saying? How they're dressed, how they behave.
I think the thing you're thinking is this generation. Those are just young people, bro. I used to do all that stuff. We all used to do that stuff when we was 15 to 20.
I was gonna say that.
Now, I'm growing looking for a wife.
I was gonna say that.
It's different,
There's a possibility. Again, there's a possibility of
there's a maturity factor that you have to. I don't really judge if you coming out of high school, you're gonna be acting any type of way. Your brain ain't developed till you're 25. So when you hit 25, that's when we really know. Like, all right, is this person really smart. Even people who like rap, there's rappers who carry themselves in a certain way. You don't hear about them getting, jumped or whatever, doing, this and that, because they know, hey, they keep their entourage in check. These are employees. You're not like homies. You know what I mean? And it's just different. I think
You don't hear
there's
that with
different
LL Cool
And
J. You don't
if
hear
this
that
is the case-
with
Yeah.
the guys that's grown men.
Yeah.
You don't hear about that. It's
Snoop.
and it's always going to be that. You're coming into adulthood and you're looking at all this stimuli and you're getting all these new influences. So you're not gonna act just like your dad because you've had your dad all the time. Now you're being released to all these new things. All right, I've already had that. Okay, I want to try all this stuff out, and then you're gonna try all that stuff out, like you said, till about 25, and then you're gonna say, all this stuff I tried, all these women I met, all of this stimuli I've had, what does it mean to me?
Okay.
And then you're gonna say, this is the kind of woman I like. This is the kind of style I like.
Okay.
This is the type of career I'm interested in. And you may try a couple of, before you even get, before the show is done. But that doesn't mean that times have changed. It's just a different group doing it.
Fair.
When I was young, everybody was dressing like Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was it. Everybody had a beaded jacket and all that.
Just like Prince.
Yeah. And then when basketball was really, really popular and you had Allen Iverson and Dennis Rodman, everybody started getting tattoos. And it was just, so if you were a sports guy, you wore the big baggy shorts like Michael Jordan. Everybody finds what
If
they...
this is the case, then I have a question. What is the purpose of dating from 17 to 23?
Oh, to learn what you like. To learn what you like, to learn what intimacy is, to learn the value of intimacy, to learn the natural need for acceptance, belongingness, understanding. All of that is now being put into practice. You feel it, but you've never experienced it. So now you're going to experience it, and then you're going to experience it in different ways because you're meeting different people that you're going to meet and bond with on different levels.
Do you think this supports the lack of commitment?
Not really. I think that there have been some social things that have happened in our country that has made that divergence come about, and I think that divergence is coming to an end. But times have changed a bit as to where, like I said, when I was young, divorce was rare. Whereas now, half of the people that get together get divorced. So commitment is a little different. People are not getting married. People are not staying married. Like my wife has been married twice. So people, I don't know if they're not doing their homework, the courting process, or I think a lot of people get married too young. I don't think anybody should get married before 27. Because you get tested out, know who you are, know what you like, and then especially guys. I don't think any guy should get married before he's 30. I don't think any guy should get married before he's got some money. I don't think he should get married before he has experienced a lot of dating. I don't think he should get married before he's done a lot of travel. I don't think he's getting married before he has spent money irresponsibly and responsibly. Once you've done all of that, then you get with a person. Then you don't marry them until you've seen them mad. You do not marry them until they have been in a crisis. You do not marry them until you have been in a crisis with them. And you don't marry them until you have met their family. You don't marry them until they have met your family. You don't marry them unless you have years of experience with each other. What am I getting into? This is a very important thing. I want situations and circumstances to come across where I know if I get hurt, this is what you're going to do. If you get mad, this is what you're going to do. If I get mad, we're going to be able to make it through this. If I lose all of my money, what are you going to do? If I get a lot of money, what are you going to do? And the only way that you can really do that is time.
You know what's funny? When you said you got to meet their parents, and you know they got to meet your parents before the marriage. That's like we said yesterday. That was very different in Africa, right? Because they don't meeting your parents until you're essentially trying to engage, like until you're trying to ask, right? So that's the first time.
Well, that may be because that may be when the courting gets serious and when it starts. You don't meet my parents out the gate. You don't come around my family.
You need at least maybe 6 months, year, maybe.
Yeah, just like you said, when I bring you to the fam, you just made it to a level. Now we like, what do you think? Yeah, I'm serious about. That's why you meeting the family. You ain't just coming just because we got some hot wings. No,
but I was gonna point out. Oftentimes, when like families is met, like the Nigerian culture, at least from what I've seen, they can be a little toxic. I'm not gonna lie, they can be a little toxic.
When the family meets the new person,
they can sometimes they can be a little tribalist. You know what I'm saying? Low key, like.
Is it purposeful?
I think it's just how they grow up. I think that their generation of Nigerians.
Do they mean it or is it a test? That's the question.
It's not a test, but they don't mean it.
Huh?
It's not. It's okay. It's low key a test. I think it's both.
Okay.
It's a test and they mean it. So it will come off a little tribalist, which it is, right? But then if you exceed the expectations, they will knock that tribalist over. So essentially, you're guilty until innocent.
But we see this is something we don't understand. Are you saying that there are tribes within Nigeria?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes, the tribes within Nigeria.
Okay.
Because I know my dad has told me sometimes, because I'm from Edo State, right? My tribe is called Ishan or Isan, right? Or slightly below the Yorubas, right? And my mom would love me. Now, that narrative is broken way. That narrative is changed, right? But my mom would have wanted me to date or marry someone who was also from the Eastern tribe, which is very small compared to Nigeria, compared to Africa, and compared to the land I'm in today, the United States. You know what I'm saying? So, and I remember back then when we would talk about someone that was Yoruba, someone that was Igbo, or someone that was Hausa, they would make some really tribalist, statements. But then they will meet them. At first they'll be a little showing fake love, right? And then they exceed the expectations. And I'm like, okay, now they're showing real love, But by default, they just have this tribalistic, I don't know, I think it's just part of their...
Now, as someone that is of that age, I do the same thing.
Oh, really?
I do the same thing 100%. No, you don't just walk in and get a pass. I'm going to make some hurdles for you to jump because I don't have that time to spend with you because I don't control your relationship. So I have to speed up issues for me to be able to gauge your competence and your sincerity in my estimation, because I don't control the relationship and I really don't know what's going on. So you got to kind of do, and how we do it with my house is my wife is the good cop, I'm the bad cop. So my wife is nice to the person coming in dating one of our kids. And that's how we have intel as to what's going on. But I'm more standoffish. Now, I am very what do you call it when you treat genders different?
Sexist.
I wouldn't say I'm sexist, but
I thought that's the word.
I do treat my daughter differently than I treat my son.
I think that's natural.
You think it's not true?
I think that's normal.
Oh, it's normal.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah,
think
I do. I'm a lot more protective of my daughter, and I'm a lot more preparatory of my son. So when a young lady comes around my son, it's more preparing him for what to expect, as opposed to my daughter is preparing her to what to expect, but also protecting her. If it's more of a protection, like, oh no, this ain't gonna happen. So that it may be good, bad, or indifferent, but
Okay, Dr. Bosa, I'm gonna throw, because you're the only one here that has kids, right? I'm gonna throw a sentence at you, and I want you to gauge the validity of this sentence. Okay? Fathers are naturally more inclined to their daughters than sons, and vice versa with mothers.
no.
Why?
No.
They're more fathers are inclined more to their daughters. Mothers are inclined more to their sons.
You got two completely different responsibilities, but that doesn't make your engagement more or less. I have a, again, protective relationship with my daughter primarily. I have a preparatory relationship with my son primarily, but I engage the two with the same zeal, fervor, and passion because they are equally as important to me. But equal does not mean the same. Just because I can have a pound of lead and I can have a pound of feathers. They're both a pound, but they're completely different things. So that's what I'm saying. It's not that you put more into your little girl and less into your son, or the reverse with women put more into their sons. No, it's women build womanhood in their daughters, and the fathers confirm the womanhood. Men build manhood in their sons, and the mothers confirm the manhood in their sons. That's where the two work together.
Hope y'all are taking notes. Write it in the comments, please. Whatever notes you take from this in the comments, we'll definitely look over all of them.
But I mean, does that make sense? Vlad?
I'm waiting for Vlad to ask a question.
I was letting y'all talk.
My bad, I was doing a good job of that. My bad. My bad, Vlad.
How should women allow men to court them these days?
Ooh.
I'll ask why are women, why is the question posed as women are the passive, women allowing men to court them? Why was it framed that way?
Because that's how I wrote it down.
Well, no, I'm saying what it means that women are a product of what happens to them as opposed to what they choose. Is because my thought is, don't just take. I told y'all about my nephew. I believe the one that he's with is. I need to stop doing that. I know. I'm just saying. I try to tell my kids, choose what you want, but know what you require. That's two different things. If I'm allowing somebody to do something, it means okay, you do it, and it's like I'm getting what comes at me as opposed to no, I'm picking. And once I let you know I like you, this is how I require for you to come at me.
Okay, so after that, how should a woman allow a man to court her?
Hey, you the one who did all the court. We ain't got no championships. We over here going for.
It is every woman is different, and every woman's family is different, and every father is different. I believe a woman's courting begins with her father. And even if you get up in age, you're around 30, where it's not like, oh, before this young man take you out on a date, you need to come talk to me. It's still what dad put in you, that your requirements to access your value should be. So that's number one. I think that's a daddy-daughter relationship as to where that's birthed. And that's a unique relationship based on the daddy-daughters we're talking about. But even then, have a plan, have an agenda. When we go out on a date, whatever it is that you're trying to look for it. But don't just go and see if I have a good time. Okay, I'm going to go. I'm going to see if this guy's going to open the door for me.
Do you think a lot of people know what to look for? I feel like a lot of people just they're just winging it. You know what I mean?
Right, and that's the key. Have a plan. Even if it's a bad plan, have a plan. Say, okay, I'm going out on this date, and I want to see, like,
No,
this.
their bad plans are really bad. Like, I'm talking about, like, their plan is, I'm trying to see how good a restaurant he's gonna take me to.
Well, that was gonna be one of my next questions.
That plan. So let's not say have a plan, but it's about, because their plans are really, really, really bad.
Yes, but here's the thing. In life, in anything you do, there are three things you can do, and two of them are good, only one of them is bad. You can do the right thing. That tells you what to do next time. You can do the wrong thing. That'll tell you what not to do next time. The worst thing you can do is do nothing, because you've learned nothing. So if you come up with a plan that, I want to see what kind of restaurant he's going to take me to. Okay, once you start dating enough guys to take you to nice restaurants, but they're very horrible people, you're going to start going, all right, maybe I'll knock down the restaurant requirement for a better class of person. You're going to learn from that. So,
let me ask you this, because you gave the example of opening the door. Mm-hmm. What if some guys hasn't been, I don't know, they haven't been raised to know proper manners or whatever. They don't open the door. So she's judging this guy based off something he can learn, but he doesn't know.
But I tell you the truth.
But that now we have a conversation piece. Because I just met you. We're just finding out each other. Now I get to find out why you didn't open this door. So, my mom and dad go out. My parents have been married 20 years. My mother does not touch a door. Is that what happened in your house? I was noticing if you would open the door or not. Now, his response to that tells you what you need to know, because he may not know. But once I've made you aware of it, what are you willing to do? See, that's what I'm saying. You see how it automatically gives you something to look at, investigate, talk about, gain an understanding, develop some clarity. Because there are some guys that will get offended that you pointed it out and then won't do it just because of that. Thank you. No next day. Appreciate it. Because small things that cost you nothing, you're not willing to do on principle. What's going to happen with big important things? That's what I'm saying. You got a purpose. It can be like a nuance. Just opening the door.
So I got a question. I do want to ask this other question, but as somebody who is a woman who dates only women, I was about to say
You better say mostly women.
only.
I would be like, I don't know what to do.
Got a whole new video.
Stop. New video.
Nah, so I and this just happened within a couple months.
Okay.
I get to a gas station and the young lady gets out to pump her gas. And I'm like, nah, we don't do that. Like, sit in the car, I'll do it. I get out to pump the gas and we're literally going back and forth about, no, this is my car, I pump gas. And I was flabbergasted. I've never had a woman do. I was like, yo, who have you dated prior? That made no sense to me. So I was like, no, like, chill. You don't do that.
Well, if we're in,
That's interesting.
if we're in your car now, I'm not. If I go out with a woman, not romantically, obviously, in my case, but if you and I go somewhere, and I go to get the door for you, and you're like, bro, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to remember not to do that because chivalry is never to be an offense. So we're not going to debate back and forth.
Yeah.
But so if you go out on a date with somebody, again, the plan is for clarity.
Okay.
So now you say, you know,
I did. I had several follow-ups. Like, who have you? Is this something you're not accustomed to? Why do you feel like you may owe somebody? I was like, that's normal dating tactics. Like, if I care for you, I'm going to treat you accordingly. Now, if I don't care for you, you're gonna pump your own fucking gas and open your own fucking door. Personally, because that.
but I think that served you well. But had you not had a plan, my plan is there are particular things I do because if she would have let you do it, I would imagine if you're the type of person that does chivalrous things, you're looking to see if there's appreciation and gratification. If I get back in the car, if I don't hear thank you, oh, okay. Oh, bet.
So I got another question.
You see,
Is a coffee date appropriate for a first date?
Absolutely.
I
yes.
hear a lot of complaints from women.
Absolutely, yes. Especially.
I don't even agree with them, but I do want to know from a male's perspective, is a coffee date appropriate for the first date?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me.
That's me personally.
Tell me why.
Because like for me personally, like there's some people that like have preferences, right? On their first date, I guess there's some people that like I don't know, I can't relate to them though. They like to have like an adventurous first date and have fun, right? For me, for the first date, I'm not going to be jumping around in a water park with you, someone I don't know. You feel me? So me, I want to get to know you. I want to talk.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be jumping around in the water park, you know what I'm saying? And there's even some restaurants that are too noisy. I can't really talk in. Texas Roadhouse, one of them. You know what I'm saying? I gotta keep it stacked. And if I try to spend money to go on those quiet, bougie restaurant, because again I don't know you, the next best alternative is a quiet, low cost coffee shop. You feel me? Like that to me, you know what I'm saying? That's
who buys coffee?
alright.
First date?
I just gave this advice to a brother of mine in Indiana. You don't spend any money on first dates. Coffee date, you get there 15 minutes early and you buy your coffee and sit down.
What?
Yeah,
It's
that's
coffee.
That's
No.
a different generation.
Nah, it's Starbucks.
That's what I'm saying. People, there are a lot of users.
Facts.
If we are trying to get to know each other, again, a coffee date is not a date. That's actually meeting somebody. You're working your way to a date. You don't just get a date from me because you got a nice face or you got a nice
Then what's
shape.
a date?
A date is when we have actually courting kind of goes like this. We meet up. We're at work, right? Let's I work with Vlad, and Vlad been trying to get at me. She been giving me the eye, which is partially true.
Cap.
Been giving me the eye since she been here, right? And so we have long, interesting conversations at work. So now we're going to grow past work to, well, let's see if this energy is just as good or increases outside of the area in which we knew each other. We meet at the gym, we meet in class, we meet in whatever. Okay, so then we go to somewhere off campus, all right? So we might just meet in a park and just sit on the bench and talk. But my advice to a man who is making men and a man who is making women, I don't want to see my brothers get abused. Just because I'm trying to get to know you, it costs me something every time? No.
Okay, let's think about it from a female perspective. You asked her out, right? You asked her out. Normally,
More than likely.
yeah,
more
the
than-
male is going to ask the female out,
Okay.
right? And like the female accepted your offer,
Okay.
right? If I was a female, I don't see why, I'll come to
I
accept your offer.
am a female, and I wouldn't do that.
If I
would
want
personally, if I invite you out, that's to my mom, my grandma. That's you. If I invite you out, it's like, yo, I got you. You know
You
what I'm
paying
saying?
for that WNBA game?
Hell no.
Yeah.
Well,
You said we going.
I said,
No,
I said, Joe,
you gotta-
do you want to go?
You
I ain't
got-
say I was
You
bringing
invited me.
I ain't say I was bringing you.
okay, but you know what? That is exactly my point.
Okay.
Hey, let's do something together. We're not dating. We're not a couple. There is no agreement between us. Hold it. We're just trying to get to know each other to see if we're compatible. We have not gone out on a date. When I ask you out on a date, I'm just saying let's spend some more time together. Let's go to a museum. I will already be in the museum. You gonna pay your way to get in and meet me at the elephant.
Hey, that's a good strategy, though.
That's what I'm saying. I'm giving you game.
Call you like, I'm here. You like, yeah,
Yes.
I'm upset. I'm upset.
Yes,
Come on
meet
in.
me because here's the thing. You hold no greater value than I do. Just because you're a woman, you hold no great. You are somebody walking around just like me. We are not a unit. We are not an item. I'm saying, let's see if we can get there. While we are two individuals, if you can't ball with me, I don't want your life, our dating life, to be what you can't afford to do. It's a certain kind of woman that can roll with me. So, no, that's just like borrowing cars. If I drive a Range Rover and you drive a Chevy Equinox, no, it ain't, oh, well, let's switch cars. No, this ain't even. So, if we're going out, there's going to be a point, again, not on a date, because at a date, there has been enough conversation as to where, okay, I want to get to know you romantically,
Why?
as opposed to,
I think a lot of people are not doing that first step.
no,
Now,
they're not.
Now, although I still disagree with you, because if you invite her out, I think, especially coffee, bro, a museum. Now, if you're gonna be smooth with it, cool. Find a free museum.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with
Okay,
that.
I'll say this, right?
But if it's coffee, is for me that is a setting in which you can really exchange information.
Yeah, you gotta understand.
It's quiet.
Right.
You can you go to Barnes and Noble.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it. You go to a library. You go to places like that where it does not cost you money. I know too many guys that are dating, and the chick goes out. He's the guy because he's doing the online dating. He said as soon as I saw her, I knew she didn't like what I looked like. But she went through the whole date anyway. Ordered food, ordered dessert, and okay, gotta go, gotta get up early. Didn't hear from her again.
You see
I
that?
said, brother, don't do that.
That right there, personally, I'll never do again. No, though I don't agree with you fully, right? That right there, I'll never do again. That first date, because I guess maybe I've seen personally, maybe I've been influenced by too many shows. That first date being, I'm not gonna keep honest with you. Maybe I have been influenced by too many shows back then, right? and then you meet the person. Oh, hey, how you doing? Like, you have a nice smile. Da, da, da. You mind if I take you out sometime? Right? Okay, cool. And now that first date is something bougie to impress her. You know what I'm saying? So that right there, I'll never do again. Me personally, I have a different definition of what a date is than him.
Okay.
And to me, dates, right, are me getting to know you romantically. Now, though I do feel like, for example, if someone is my friend, right, I got to know them somehow whenever we're friends, right, that the dating lifespan, or I'll say the courting lifespan, let's call the whole thing courting, right, it's going to look something more like that. We go hang out as friends, you know what I'm saying? Before you know it, some feelings. Oh, okay,
Everybody you date should be your friend.
And
first.
I agree, right? But in today's age,
We going straight to the smash. Oh, I like you.
Well, you gotta
Let's
think
go
about,
out
you
on
gotta
a
think
date.
about what you just said. Most of the girls you meet is online, so it's not like, oh, we have a relationship now. We can go get coffee and talk. It's like, no, I'm meeting you for the first time. This is the first time we meet.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. When we meet, we're gonna meet at Barnes and Noble, because when we're talking, I'm trying to find out: do you read? Are you an athlete?
no.
You know, if you an athlete, if you hoop, we're gonna go to the gym. I got to hook up at every gym.
I think a lot of women's expectations may be a little bit far-fetched as far as that first date. I'm not sure if guys are putting in enough thought and effort into the things that they may be into. Or I don't know if that would be, let's say for instance, a young lady said, hey, I like to paint or something like that. You go do a picnic and just go get some cheap little paint stuff. That's pretty cheap, probably like a $50 date. You know what I'm saying? But it's thoughtful because you went set up a nice little picnic, got some free blankets from your house, whatever the case may be. Whereas women, I guess what they have, and this I could be wrong, what they may be being taught is, hey, try to get the nicest date first time. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, and you don't invest in any company you don't know about.
Facts.
When the company that you done all the research on, and you didn't put a little bit in at first, and then your money then turned over, and you're like, oh, I make money with that. Now I'm gonna take out the big money and put it in, right? No, that's how you work. It's just like pushing a car. If the car is stopped, it's really hard to get it going. If the car is already rolling, fine. So I'm not gonna put a whole bunch of energy I'm not gonna put a lot of money or energy behind pushing this car, paying on this date until it's already rolling. Oh, there's some progress here. Now we can invest in it. I'm not taking you to the Knicks basketball game courtside the first date. I'm gonna take my wife to that. I'm not spending money on a maybe. I'm spending the money on a for sure.
Well, I think in kind of what you said, you was like, I watch too many shows. I think that big first date, or that I think people fantasize that from what they've seen on TV, and that's just not reality. It's like a fairy tale.
That came up with that no romance without finance movement. It was late 80s, early 90s, where it was a song out ladies said, "Got to have a job if you want to be with me."
But I mean, it's not even about romance. If we just gonna go on a date, we ain't even gonna smash afterward. Like, we can't.
But that's where that was born.
I think a lot of people want to be swept off their feet, and it's like that's not really how life. The
Why-
sweep, usually you don't see it until later in life.
Why
Like,
would
oh,
I
man.
sweep you if I don't know you? Because
I think a lot of people just don't think about that.
But this is what I'm saying. When you get swept off your feet, you don't know it. I'm telling you.
I think a lot of people are missing that real bonding time. Everybody thinks that it has to be with money, and a lot of people fantasize with Netflix and chill, or this, that, and the third. When it's like, nah, it's like a lot of free activities out there where y'all can just really hang out and get to know each other.
But it's all about the plan. If you're a guy, you gotta have a plan. I'm not going to burn a bunch of money on this, especially if I'm not a wealthy guy. I'm not going to take you to a restaurant I can't afford to take you to every week, or I'm not going to take you to a restaurant that you're not going to appreciate. Everybody don't get a $500 dinner with me. My wife gets it all the time. But somebody I just met, there's no way in the world. No. You at McDonald's. You might be at Texas Roadhouse. You know, you may be at Gibson Steakhouse. You know, but no. It's just like friends. It's some friends get a happy birthday. Another friend, hey man, here's a little something, a little $20, $30 gift. I was thinking about you. Other friends, here's a nice gift. Other friends, here's the cake, balloons. You know what I'm saying? It depends on how well I know you, how much time we spend together,
Yeah.
I'll say in I guess the word is hindsight. I don't even know what I mean, but yeah, I think that's the word. That's how it should work, low key ish, right? But in you, from personal experience, I feel like it is underestimated how much the dating world is influenced by social media, by TikTok, by the shows. I remember very fervently. The spring semester starts on the second week of January. Or low-key on the first week. Well, it depends, right? But I think it started on the first week this time for some reason. I don't know why. The first exam is 6 weeks after it starts, which is going to land you somewhere during Valentine, right? First, second week, if it starts, 6 weeks after that, it's going to be somewhere around Valentine. I remember exams were hitting me back to back. My girlfriend at that time, I was like, oh, like right now, I'm too busy. She was pissed. Why? Everyone she was seeing was holding some kind of flower. Now in my head, I was still gonna do these things, but not on Valentine's Day. What is Valentine's Day?
You're supposed to do it on Valentine's Day.
Like, what
I'm do it on Valentine's. Don't do it.
But I'm out here. Or even if I didn't do it, you feel me? But like, if she didn't see these, if she's scrolling on TikTok, she didn't even really out. She's scrolling on TikTok, and she was cool. But she's scrolling on TikTok, right? She's seeing all these things, you know what I'm saying? It's getting her more and more mad because she's seeing things she ain't getting, right? And then I'm just like, damn, like that's crazy. Like, and I'm just thinking about it, like even myself. Oh, back then, like, okay, going on these expensive first dates. These are all influenced by social media or some kind of shows. Mm-hmm. You know, I gotta keep it a stack with you. You know, but now, like how I feel like now, with how I'm thinking now, how I feel like it's gonna go with me is I would love to be friends. You feel me? I would love to be friends. Now, you know, at the back of my mind, when I see you, at first there's some kind of physical bar that you've passed. Mm-hmm. Right? There's some kind of physical bar. Okay, this thing is stacked. Mm-hmm. But I can't just go off physicals, you know, only. Mm-hmm. So I love to be friends. Start off cool, start off, you know what I'm saying, start off everything chill. We start hanging out. Right? Free activities, you know what I mean? You know, if we're friends, we'll most likely have mutual friends. You know what I'm saying? Most likely, that's my experience. All my friends that are around me know my friends. I can go up there and see a friend that knows a friend.
That's because you're in college.
Or maybe because I'm in college. Maybe that's the case, right? Maybe that's the case, right? So, you know, just hang out in the library, we study together, chill, everything cool, similar to after today, you know what I'm saying? Right? And then now things are, I would like to, because this is one thing I noticed, people are different when they're in private than when they're in public. Right? If you find me one-on-one, I may be different, well not me personally, but I may be different than me in public. Right? Even if it's one other person, me and one other person, you know? So like, I mean, like to, you know, and at that point in time, my first thing, personally, I like to call that a date. That's what I call a date. My first date would like to be like a coffee shop type stuff. You know, coffee shop, pastry shop, you know what I mean? Type, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I think if we all take the time to get to know each other, there won't be an expectation on both sides. Like one side feeling as though there's a financial expectation, the other side feeling as though there's a sexual expectation. It's like y'all both there, equal playing field. I like the way you look. I just want to know who you are.
Which is why you buy your coffee, I buy my coffee.
All right, bro. It's $5. I'll buy
No, but you know what? It's those nuances that make the difference. Folks be talking about, oh, I can't find nobody, and you give them game, and then they ain't listening. If you miss it, if you're up, and you like, I know I got a good swing, all you got to do is drop your back elbow. No, man, I've been hitting like this all my life. All right. That's what I'm telling you. It's not. Just like when we were talking about parenting, and you were like, that much thought goes into parenting. If I am the bomb, you got to work to be with me. You don't just get access to me. You don't just get access to my kindness. And if you don't think you the bomb, don't start dating until you do. But no, if I go to the cigar lounge and that's my life, and you're trying to get on my schedule, if you can't afford the cigar lounge, then we probably don't need to be hanging out. I don't want your lifestyle to elevate because you with me. Not
But I feel like it's a little different if I ask you to come to the cigar lounge with me.
if you. Everything is a test, okay? If I know you and I know you can't afford, if I know he's a student, and I say, come to the cigar lounge with me, I know I'm gonna have to pay for him to get in because he's a student.
But if I'm asking the girl to coffee, I don't know how much money she got or what, she might not have it.
But that's what I'm saying. I ain't did my homework up until before we.
I'm meeting these people online. Like I'm just meeting her online. I don't know you. This is the first time I'm meeting you. I say,
Okay,
hey, come
so
to
when
the
y'all
coffee
meet
shop.
online, hi, where do you work? What's your credit score?
You can't start it like that.
I'm not saying you started like that. I'm
They
saying
gonna fucking They gonna be like this.
Y'all really missing a serious point. You're not getting enough information to even be going anywhere with this person if you don't know. If you don't know enough about them, why are you going somewhere with them? That's what I'm saying. The date, there's no plan. It's too primal. It's I like what you look like. Hey, let's go somewhere. You don't even know. You know what? I work at the university. Come holler at me. I'll give you a tour where I work. It's a fabulous place. Wow. And if you're the type of person, just say Tamika got hit by a bus, and I'm back on the market.
Back in the game.
I'm back in the game. I tell a chick,
Fresh out of time.
I'm off the bench, and I tell
James, year 22.
I tell a lady, you know what? Meet me at my job. I'll show you where I work. Now, you bored walking through a library. I'm a doctor of history. If books bore you, well, thanks for coming. Bye. That's a lot of what I do. But that's what I'm saying. How much did that cost me? But if she comes in and she's like, wow, I don't read a lot, but what kind of books do you read? You respond to it. That's what I'm saying. It's not default payment. You are gainfully employed, have no kids, which is no baby mama drama. You have your own everything. You have been independent. You are well educated. somebody has to work for that. They don't just get your wallet to open up because you want to meet them. They're meeting you too.
In reality, I think this is the type of traditional type of dating that I should return to. I'll speak for myself personally. You know what I'm saying? But like, that's not with the times though. You gotta get with the times, Dr. Donizzi.
It's
You gotta get-
you're
with the
right,
times.
but
You're
if
right,
the
you are
other
right.
side doesn't see what you're doing, then it's gonna be a
If you do
disappointment.
it, if you do it well enough, they won't. It won't seem like a test. I can get a woman to go to Walmart with me.
No Kroger.
I'm
At least
going to,
Kroger.
no. Think about it. I'm
At
going
least
shopping.
Kroger.
You want to spend some time? You know what? I'm running up to, because I'm going to tell you, and this is just levels of game. If I'm with my wife, we've been married 100 years.
Ooh-wee.
I can tell Tamika, hey, I'm about to run up to O'Reilly's, get a part for a car. Or I can say, hey, Mika, I'm about to go up to O'Reilly's, get a part for a car. Why don't you ride with me? That means so much to her because I am choosing to spend time with her when I could be doing something by myself. So if we're talking and we're trying to get to know each other, say, you know what, I need to go get groceries. Why don't you come meet me? You know, walk around Walmart together. Now, what I need to go to Walmart for? You don't buy groceries? You don't shop at Walmart? You one of the few 9 people that don't come into a Walmart? Okay. Or that tells me you kind of want something from me. Take my hat off.
But like, it's fine though.
But that's what I'm saying. And this grows with a degree of security in yourself. I don't have to impress you by being anything other than me. When you pull up in the Batmobile, or you know, she see you at work, or your life is impressive enough. I played at one of the top schools in the country. I have been gainfully employed at a major university. I am responsible. What? Why do I have to?
That's not with the times.
That's
not with the times.
You right.
Because
but
he's right. But
Well,
if I'm keeping it real with the time, I want, because y'all are closer to the times, right? I want you to see how real mine is, right? Friends, cool, right? Your friends, everything is low-key checking out. We go on our first date, I pay. Something like coffee, right? Cool. We talk. Now I'm going to know you, on the more natural level. We go on the second date, something like adventurous, something like an arcade, right? Something. Then we go on the third date, a nice little upscale dinner that's still not crazy. $100 tops, $120 tops. After that, I should be, if everything checks out, I should be ready to actually be my girlfriend. Some kind of intimate balloony, candly type stuff. Then the girlfriend bus starts. What do you think about that? Friends, 3 dates of 3 different kinds, of 3 different natures. Because to be honest with you, me personally, I sometimes in that third level date, your ethics, your dining ethics can turn me off. So seriously. That's just me, personally. Can turn me, and it's just gonna end there. Right? But if everything is all straight friends, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, right? And when we go on dates, that's what I call dating. And then when we finish that date and I say, okay, let's go, and let's be in a relationship, right? Or would you be my girlfriend? You say yes. Now we're in a relationship. That's how. So there's a friendship, there's dating.
That's a fast timeline.
Yeah.
Right.
That's crazy, fam.
That's where people are messing up.
It's too fast.
Because they think
For me.
they think dating is what you do until you get in a relationship. And that's why folks is messed up. Because they think the relationship is it. That's where they stop it. The relationship is dating. There is no commitment. There is no history. There is no. That's dating.
what we call it is the talking stage. There's a talking stage. Then there's a dating stage.
Oh, so
right?
let's
So we
equate dating
talk.
to in a
We can
relationship.
talk and we can talk. We text. We do all that for I don't know how
2
long for
months.
each. Yeah,
2 months.
something like that.
Yeah.
Then we can start going on dates. Then we can put a title on something after that, and then we start courting after that. But I feel like
But he's saying
All of it is courting.
yeah.
From the minute we meet, because you're always ready for them. People put themselves on the shelves that they reach. Your wife is going to be at the top shelf. Okay? So I meet Vlad. Vlad been giving me to come here the stairs since she got here.
He said, "Come here."
This nigga, he is lying.
So, but she only made it to this shelf, right? Now she's still cool, but she only makes it to this shelf, and that's fine. Another person may make it to this shelf, and that's fine. You may make it all the way up, really high, but then that's just the height in which you made it. Only one person makes it to the very top. So it's not, first we do this, then we do this, then we do that. It's an organic movement of investment.
Okay, that's okay.
And at any point, I know you may not be at the top shelf, and wherever you are, that's fine. But the top shelf is the only one that counts. So all of it is dating. All of it is courting. It's not no levels to this.
Okay, question.
It's
right?
either married or not.
Well, that's in a way, I like the system a lot. In a way, right? Because it makes sense when you now want to, in his definition, court multiple people at the same time.
That's how you court
Which is
multiple
fair.
people.
Which
Because
is
you
fair.
may end
But
up
in
on
our
this shelf.
system, you're gonna be flagged as a F boy or a or you know what I'm saying, that, or you know what I'm saying, they're gonna flag you negatively.
That's
for,
because during the courting, people were having sex. So when
No,
you start,
that's if you saw someone, romantically. If a girl knows that I'm seeing someone romantically, right? Like not date, not kissing, not intimately, but like I'm going on dates. Though, now if for example, I go on a date with A, I go on a date with B, and B finds out yesterday I went on a date with A, that's gonna put a very sour taste in B.
Not necessarily.
In this, am I wrong? In this culture, we'll put a very sour taste in B.
I'm going to tell
But
you.
using your method,
I'm going to tell you.
using
how-
method, okay, tell.
Because I'm telling you who I am and how I move. She's gonna know. If we're friends, I'm gonna tell you, I got a date next Friday. So when I was dating, I was always clear with what I was doing, and so people knew how I moved. However, I chose to move is how I moved. And if they wanted to be a part of that, that was cool. But I also knew once we hit a certain level, because we were friends, I had a respect for you that I never lied to you. So if you were like, okay, I think we should be exclusive, okay, I will stop courting or dating other people and I'm just going to date you. But if we have not made that distinction, you don't have to find out what I'm doing because I told you. There's nothing to hide when we're meeting each other. That's what it is. It's not like when people say, he cheated on his wife. Cheating is only cheating if it's outside the rules. You don't know what their marriage is. Their marriage may be, I don't care about that. So that's what I'm saying. People are very different. And how I function, exclusivity to me, you have to earn. But I am not a disingenuous person. I'm not going to make you think we're exclusive when we're not. So no, it's not I'm tripping somebody up or something like that.
We gotta go, bro.